Good afternoon, David Singer Enterprise and Gupta Enterprise clients. It is time for another Tuesday webinar. Today's webinar is on purpose. It's crucial. Before you can succeed at all as a chiropractor, acupuncturist, or any profession in alternative healthcare, you must be on purpose, more so than in any other profession, because it is not easy. But before we get started, I'm going to speak about June 2nd in New Jersey, getting real excited about it, getting lots of positive feedback, energy, vibes, and interest in New Jersey. We're going to have over 100 people in the room. We're going to be able to share a lot of our common practice problems that we're all experiencing, find solutions for them, game plan, brainstorm, and problem solve. Really excited about it. We're going to hit such topics as how to do a group huddle. We're going to talk about marketing events on how to do library lectures from soup to nuts, from contact to close. We're going to talk about how to hire, how to fire, how to manage, employee payroll and bonus structures, incentive programs. We're going to talk about org boards and front desk management, MIA lists, production lists. Really good stuff, very important stuff that are crucial for the successful running and efficient running of a practice. And you won't be sorry you came. So make sure you sign up if you have not. We have already had to up the size of the room from what we had already originally booked. So please, if you intend on coming, make sure you register so we have seats for you and enough room in the room to house everybody that wants to be there. So today, I'm going to tell you, I attribute my success to David Singer, his systems and procedures, his primary script, his 4-day report. But what I owe most to Dr. Singer is a definition of this word purpose. And I'm going to tell you that it is this one thing that I could look back and point to as the reason for my success and continued success by remaining on purpose. So here's the thing, and I was just speaking to one of my colleagues who I went to chiropractic school with. I was in his office down in Maryland yesterday, and we went to school together. We took classes together. We graduated together. And, he will tell you, I was not a great student. Sure, I was a student, and I made through. I passed my classes. I passed my boards. I have transcripts to show you if you don't believe me. That's a joke. But the point is that I did not excel in school. There were a lot of guys that I went to school with, gals, who were brilliant. And frankly, I owe getting through school to a lot of the people that you have in your study group, of which in mine there were 5 total. I was 1, 4 others, 2 of which were 2 girls back then who were so smart, man. They got me through school. They helped me along. They kept me focused, and it was because of that study group that I was able to make it through. Life is a bunch of hurdles that you need to jump through, and you can't be deterred by when the hurdle gets a little higher or a little harder to jump. I owe it to them. But there were a lot of people that I had gone to school with who were much brighter than I was, and academically. And, as much as I hate to say it, there were some supreme adjusters as well. And I'll tell you, listen, I'll put up my adjusting skills against anyone. I've worked and cultivated them, and they call it practice because you get better with each year that you do practice and have hands-on people, both in diagnosis and skills. But they did not succeed. And, or if they did, they succeeded to a point where they plateaued and they were unable to get where they really wanted to, or where they aspired to be, or didn't reach their aspirations career aspirations. So why have I? Um, Again, listen, I'm a good adjuster, man. I'm a good chiropractor. I was born to do it, but that came over time and years. There were people in school that had better adjusting skills and were more academic than me. So why are they not in the position I am? And it's all because of drive. I am driven. There is no reason why I should have succeeded in opening up a 16,000 square foot wellness center. I'm sorry. A lot of people today, if I were to say that, if I told you you need to take out millions of dollars worth of loans to do this in today's climate, it'd be difficult. And, I just did this 7 years ago. The climate had already changed. HMOs were taken over, and discretionary income and out-of-pocket costs were going up as they continue to do for each year for patients. So how did I do this? And frankly, there are times I sit down and think about it, I don't know. And the only thing I don't know, I don't know. I don't know why a bank gave me so much money in the way of a loan. And I don't know how I was able to pay it off. And I don't know how I'm able to have this huge facility succeed that's open 7 days a week. The only answer that I could come up with is purpose and drive. I'm driven because of my purpose. We've all heard the adage that if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, and I live that every day. I feel badly for those people that do not like their job, and each time the alarm goes off every day, they're miserable to think about having to get up and repeat the same old tasks they do, the monotony of it, the 9 to 5, the rat race. We are fortunate in that as healthcare providers, and many of us own our own practices, are able to really change and affect people's lives. So you've heard me speak about this in the past, and it holds true more today than any other time. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I think it's getting easier to be a professional in the alternative healthcare world. Back when I was in school, it was certainly better than those before me who traveled through chiropractic school. But back in 1992, when I started school, no one really knew what a chiropractor does. And I mean, they don't know today what a chiropractor does fully. In fact, yesterday I went through my whole explanation, last week on how chiropractic works, how acupuncture works. It works by stimulating the nervous system to better efficiency, so that your immune system can work better. But that's a hard thing for the public to understand, and our job to help rewire people to realize. But the thing is when you went to school, you knew whether it was to be a naturopath, a physical therapist. Physical therapy is a lot better, a lot more mainstream than, say, acupuncture, chiropractic, or naturopathy. But when you enter into the last three fields specifically, you accepted a fate. You knew that you were going to be fighting an uphill battle for the rest of your career, and you accepted that mission. Now, listen, I know you may have done that wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, but through the years, it's difficult. It's difficult. There are times when you're tired and you're beaten down and you run into someone, and I know how this is, on the elevator, where you have your elevator speech ready to go, your 30 seconds, and I gave that to you guys last week. So so what do you do? Well, I'm a chiropractor. I'm really a wellness professional, and that's, I'm really looking to improve people's efficiency of their nervous system, of their telephone wire. So basically that people come to me where they have interference on their phone line, like a bad cell phone, and I try to give them a landline. Have a great day. So that's how I break it down as a chiropractor. As a wellness professional who owns a wellness center, I talk about my thing, which is DREAM. It's a philosophy of life of balance in equal parts of diet, rest, exercise, adjustments, and mental attitude to achieve 100% productivity, output, and energy. So But there are times when I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I just don't want to go into it. And life beats you down. And it's constant work to explain to the general public what it is that you do. What has made it easier for me is being on purpose. My purpose, anyone will tell you, any one of my staff is written in my books. I speak about it at every lecture, and I talk about it on most webinars. My purpose is stolen or adopted is more like it from Dr. Singer. Now I changed his, I customized his and personalized it a little bit for me, as you should for you. But Dr. Singer always said that his purpose was to help as many people as possible avoid unnecessary surgery and unnecessary medication. So I took that and added on the end with the help of the services available at Soul Focus Wellness Center, because that's exactly what we do. So if your purpose is to rewire as many people as possible, now here's the thing, your purpose cannot be to make money. And frankly, I don't care what profession you're in. If your purpose is to make money, you will fail. I don't want to say 100% of the time, but 90% of the time. There are very few people out there that put money as their primary purpose who succeed. Because money is the byproduct of being on purpose. Money is the byproduct of having passion and drive for your purpose. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoy growth. I enjoy business growth. I enjoy practice growth. I enjoy personal growth, but only because, and that all brings financial growth. And listen, I don't begrudge it. And it's funny. Actually, there was a time, and I will tell you it's not now, but there was a time not too long ago where things were really clicking in the office, man, and really clicking and billing and collections. And I had, it was one of those years where so much money was coming in, and I could not believe it. Really, truly, it was beyond a dream. If you could imagine, deposit days, it was beyond imagination. And it was a little overwhelming. I was just telling this to my colleague down in Maryland, and it's surprisingly so. And believe it or not, you know what? I hope at some point I feel this way again. And I hope at some point you all have a time when you feel this way as well. But there was so much money, I didn't want it. It was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with all this money? It was overbearing. It became a job. It became a burden. Now, I know, oh, poor you, Dr. Raj, poor you. And again, that is not now. And that didn't last a long period of time. But I will tell you, it's an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener. And it almost took me off of purpose. And that's why it became a burden to me. Now, I'll get back there, as I hope you will as well. And hopefully when I do see that again, I'll be better able to handle it and burden it, shoulder the burden of it. But I will never let that get in the way of my purpose. My purpose is to re-educate so here's a perfect example. So why do I do what I do? I don't need to do this, man. I've got 3 girls, teenager to infant, and I spend a lot of time with them, a lot more time than my parents ever had to spend with me, and for that I'm fortunate. But really, I could spend all my time with my family if I want to. Now, for a lot of you, that's something that you would not want to do. Family tends to bring on its own types of stress. But, with my girls at a certain age, this is time, and I know you've all heard this, that you don't get back. So I'm fortunate. I get to spend a lot of time with my family. But really, I don't need to work. Not financially. I mean, listen, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'll be okay no matter what I do. If I were to lose, I used to say this all the time, And this is comforting and warming. And I hope you all get to this point of security in your life, not financially, mentally, stability wise, where I, there was a point in time after Hurricane Sandy, where I was in a lot of a lot of you know this, financial strain, more, that's being nice. I was almost going bankrupt. Um, it, Soul Focus almost broke me. But even in my worst of days, when I was worried, I couldn't go to sleep. The way I was able to sleep was to simply look in the mirror and say, listen, if I end up as the fry guy at Burger King, I'll be the best goddamn fry guy Burger King ever saw. And you know why? It's because my purpose is in line. Now, my purpose would change. My purpose would be, I don't know, with my holistic background, to make a healthier French fry. I don't know. But I'm telling you, because I'm on purpose I'm there to help other people, I know I will never fail in anything I need to do. Luckily, Soul Focus didn't go bankrupt, and it's thriving and it's doing well. I'm opening up franchises. But that is only happening. So in selling franchises, I don't have one yet. It's very difficult for a franchisee to purchase a franchise when there are no other franchisees. So what, in essence, are they buying? I mean, granted, they see the financials and they see the business is doing well, but that's not enough. A lot of businesses doing, a lot of franchises are available out there. What they're really buying is me. And that's what I'm about to close 2 franchises with 2 franchisees and open up 2 more Soul Focuses. And what those franchisees are buying is not the Soul Focus model, even though they believe it works. They've told me outright what they're buying is me, because my attitude, my purpose, my drive is infectious. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because I want you all to reach that level. I want you to have such certainty in what you do that it comes out of your pores. So when you're on that elevator, even if you're tired and someone says, what is it that you do? They can see your passion. They can see that you're tired, but your passion still comes through, your tiredness. And that's even more impactful, because they see that just by speaking about it, you evoked an energy out of yourself that your body didn't even have to give you at the time. And I'm telling you, so yesterday, I'm down and I'm helping my buddy. I'm consulting his office. I'm sitting in his group huddle. And I'm telling his staff how much I love my staff, how much I appreciate what they do to help further my purpose and have adopted my purpose as their own. And I started to tear up. And I think it surprised a lot of my buddy's staff. Not because he's not passionate. This guy's crazy passionate. It's just not, I'm just helping him with systems and procedures to get more efficient so he can get that machine rolling better. But I think that people think that when you talk about consulting or talk about practice management or talk about simply owning a practice, the first thing people think about is money. And you know what? And my staff and anybody who knows me well will tell you I don't care about money. Now you say, well, that's great, Dr. Raj. Of course you don't care about money. Those people that don't care about money have money. No. Yes. Those people that don't care about money get money. It's because they put something else above the purpose of money. And that purpose is whatever your passion is to do. So I've been speaking to another doc who is kind of lost. He's a chiropractor for many, many years, like 30. He's tired. And he's beat up. And he's thinking, you know what? I'm not sure I want to be a chiropractor. I'm like, okay, listen, man, that's okay. You served your duty. It's like being in the military. How many years can you do that? You serve your country and then you move on. Police officers too, same thing. They start at 18 years old. They retire at like 40 and start new careers, start new lives. It's only so long that you can do one thing forever. Now, I hope to be a chiropractor the rest of my life, and I will, because I've got a mission and a purpose. But this guy's mission and purpose were getting clouded, and the reason why is because he didn't have a passion for what he was doing any longer. And even though he may have passion for alternative healthcare and chiropractic specifically, he couldn't muster enough energy to get up get up and go to fight the fight, because it is an uphill battle. So I asked him, what is it that you love to do most? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I need you to think about the last 4 weeks. That's something that you did time-wise that you enjoyed thoroughly. And that is what you should be doing. If you are on purpose and if you have a passion for something, that's going to give you purpose to do it. The passion and the purpose for doing it is fulfilling that passion. And it's a drive. It's almost an addiction. If you love what you do, so it's like a teenage kid who, thank goodness I have girls, but teenage kid boys on video games. I was one of them back in the day. In television, Atari. I'm that old. Where it was so funny. Oh my gosh, I was speaking to one of my adult friends who's got a kid who's in his mid-teens, and the kid can't get the kid off the video game. So finally he broke the kid of it. He sent him to bed. He sat down. He starts playing the video games, and he's like, what is it about this video game? He looks up. 4 hours later, he's playing this stupid game. What are you spending your time on? What is your passion for? The point is you are in control of your own destiny. You have to figure out what it is that you enjoy doing and do it. Now, for most of you, all of you, hopefully, on this line, it is alternative healthcare, whether it's chiropractic, acupuncture, being a naturopath, physical therapy. But my talk here today is to make sure that you are in it for the right reasons and don't get clouded by the normal daily activities of day to day, the rat race, so that clouds your judgment. There are days, and we're all going to have them, where you're taken off purpose. And it's those days where I need you to think about, while in bed, quietly, in your own head and own thoughts, reaffirm why you do what you do. You think about those patients. I'm a chiropractor, 22 years. And each day, every week, we have shares in our group huddles of patients whose lives we've totally changed. Tears are shed. And it reminds everybody in the office that although it may get stressful, we might lose a patient file, we might have a patient who flips out at the front desk. That is why we do it. Our purpose is for those stories of people's lives that we've changed. Now, in 22 years, I changed, I don't know, hundreds to thousands of lives. But even if you change one, you're on purpose. That you served your purpose. So I need everybody to do a gut check. And this is the gut check that I need to do. So many of you who know me for many years know that I started Garden State Spine and Pain Institute, my practice that is currently part of Soul Focus, back in 2003, and I had a partner. And that partner was very dear to me, still is. Great guy. We didn't see eye to eye about opening up a $2 million for 16,000 square foot facility. And rightfully so. I'm a nut job. And at the 11th hour, he came to his senses. Our purpose back then was to help as many people as possible avoid unnecessary surgery and unnecessary medication, which at that time we did steal from Dr. Singer. We liked it. We didn't need to reinvent the wheel, and we were on board with his cause. It was because of that purpose that we are both where we are today. Because we were able to grow together. People were able to see that we were genuinely concerned about their health and their progress. That's what born Soul Focus, that purpose. I had a patient once, and a patient I had been treating her and her husband for many years. She was one of those tough patients, man. She was always busting my hump about something, but that's okay. Those are patients. In fact, the patients that come into your office that give you the hardest time when you're starting them up, they become your lifelong patients. I'm sure you realize that after years of treating. But this patient in particular, I had been on and off of the chiropractic floor. I was making the transition to executive as opposed to leading provider. And I happened to catch her on my adjusting day, and she said, Doc, my husband and I were talking about you the other day. I'm like, oh, no, am I in trouble? She says, no, but we do have a question for you. I'm like, okay, great. She says, you are such a great chiropractor. Oh, my gosh, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. She said, both my husband and I, we love getting treated by you. We like our conversations with you. We feel that after our treatment with you that we're more centered and focused on wellness and health. I'm like, oh, you know what? That is so sweet for you to tell me that. And that warms my soul knowing that I've reached you and touched you and your husband. And thank you for sharing. She goes, however, here comes the rub. She said, because you're such a good chiropractor, we were thinking that you should spend more time seeing patients and less time working on growing your business. Because it's unfair to your patients. We want to see you. And I said to her, you know what? I thank you very much again for that huge compliment. But I had to make a conscious decision, and it's very difficult for me because I want nothing more than to be in these adjusting rooms 24/7, 365. However, and I've been in these adjusting rooms and treating patients in this town and the surrounding towns for more than 20 years. And I've helped thousands, tens of thousands of people in the community. And I'm very pleased that I've been able to touch and reach this many people. However, Miss Patient, I had to make a conscious decision to try to grow and expand Soul Focus so that it's not just a health and wellness center here in Eatontown, in Monmouth County of New Jersey, but it's available in every town, in every state throughout the country first, and then internationally. Because then I'm not helping tens of thousands of people. I'm helping hundreds of thousands to millions of people. And unfortunately, that is pulling me out of the treatment rooms so I can expand the health and wellness services that we offer here to more people. She was speechless. For the first time, this is one of those patients, for the first time in her life, she was speechless. And she just stared at me. So it was an awkward silence, but I wasn't going to say another word until she finally said, that's a very good reason, Dr. Raj. I'm like, thank you. And she hugged me. She left and she said, I'll tell my husband. And I'm like, thanks so much. It's purpose. And as long as you can relay that purpose and it comes out through every pore and is genuine, you will succeed beyond your mind's conception. But you have to put that first. So I was speaking to another colleague earlier this week. When I say earlier this week, it was Sunday, as I was driving in the car down to Maryland. And she was telling me that she has an associate, and the associate is not selling, so they're in functional medicine, not selling as much product as she should be. She's making the recommendations to the patients as to what fish oils, what supplements to take, but then not really pushing or encouraging the patient to purchase the supplements that they have pre-screened and our doctors grade in their office. Now, you all know that if someone were to go buy a store brand supplement, and because of the limited scrutiny and regulation on vitamins and supplementation, you can really get a low grade product at a cheaper price, of course, but you get what you pay for. Now, I had to speak to this doc and explain to her that, and I'm happy to explain to her associate, the problem that she's seeing and feeling is that she doesn't want to have to push sales. But the fact of the matter is if somebody were to go out to Walmart or CVS and buy a Nature's brand or Nature's Made supplement, they're not going to get the results from that supplementation that they would if they took the proper doctor's grade brand that we've recommended. And when they don't get the results, that's going to be a direct reflection on your service. So really, they're doing their patient an injustice. And if their purpose is to help as many people as possible, they fail. Now, leading with the idea that encouraging patients to buy their supplementation is all a money thing is the reason why she's not selling that supplementation. She is not on purpose. If her purpose were to be to help that patient as much as possible, avoid unnecessary medications and surgery, then she would be able to convince that patient to spend the extra dough on the proper supplementation that they have pre-screened and offer in their office, because that's the only way that she can guarantee the results that she was hired to give. I will discharge patients if they don't keep to their appropriate treatment recommendation quickly. And the reason is, now, here's the thing. If you're not on purpose and you discharge patients, well, not even discharge patients, if you harass patients to stay on their treatment program and you're not on purpose, your patients are going to think it's because you want increased revenue. You want the money, doc. But if you're on purpose and you've spoken to a patient about becoming compliant and keeping to the frequency that was prescribed and recommended, and you walk into that room and be like, listen, I'm going to discharge you. And tell them, I'm going to discharge you. They're like, what? Because in their mind, what they're not saying when they are saying what? What's going through their head, the bubble that goes over their head is, wait a second, if I don't come in, you can't make more money. That's an eye-opening experience for the patient, because then they realize you don't care about money. What you care about is results. And nothing's going to compromise your philosophy. Not even the money that you will get with them coming in once a week, when you need them to come in 3 times a week to guarantee the results. You turn away that money, you tell them, you're not turning away the money, you're turning away the patient. But all they see is money. You want to straighten out a patient immediately? You let them know. And you don't say the words, I don't need your money. What you're saying is, I don't need you as a patient if you're not going to follow my recommendations, because then you're not going to get well. And then you're going to go back into the community and tell everybody, Dr. Raj didn't help you. And because I'm on purpose, and that means more to me than anything else, I don't care about the revenue from the one visit that they're going to give me that they're not going to get well on. So doctors, acupuncturists especially, acupuncturists are okay when patients say, okay, I'll come in once a week. No. And I verified this, acupuncturist, so you can't contest this. In China, when you start acupuncture, you go 5 days a week, sometimes 7. And you do that for several weeks until you reach a homeostasis where your chi is back, where all blockages of meridians are released. Then you can start reducing people in care. You come over to the American culture where they don't want to come in, or they're busy and they don't want to come in 3 times a week, and you don't book them. Not even 3 times a week. Even in our office, we're seeing acupuncture patients at most 2 times a week. Why? Get on purpose to help people, so that when you tell them you need to see them 5 days a week for 2 weeks, they don't think it's about money. It's about getting them well. And doctors, I promise you, you put your purpose first, you will win the money game. Again, and you know what? I welcome all of you to get to know me better. And if you don't know me or believe me, speak to my staff. Speak to those people that have been working with me for a long time. Money is secondary. And that's why I do well. My purpose trumps everything. Everything. And by the way, that's not just for chiropractic. That's not just professionally. That's business ethics. That's personal ethics. Doing the right thing in every instance. So here's the thing. If you guys don't know my background, this is kind of funny. And my father was born and raised in India. And he came over here to the States when he was 15 years old, actually living by himself, self-made man, did very well for himself. Not that he passed any of that on to me. He worked very hard and took care and very well of his family. My mom was born and raised in New York and is a Jew from the Bronx. Yes, so that's an interesting mix. I am what they call a Hindu. So I haven't been raised with a religion, whether it be Hinduism or Judaism. I haven't been bar mitzvahed. But I will tell you that there are sentiments of both cultures and religions that I subscribe to. From Hinduism, I believe that karma trumps everything. What you put out, whether good or bad, will come back to you. And it's for this reason that you should do the right thing in every instance. If you make a conscious decision to do what you believe is right in every situation, it doesn't matter what comes of that situation. You can always explain it properly and have other people believe why you made that decision was because you believed it was correct. You will sleep better at night. You will not worry about audits. You will not worry about business relationships. You will not worry about being sued, even though you may be sued. Currently, I'm going through a wrongful termination suit. And frankly, I could buy myself out of it quickly, easily, so I don't have to have the distraction. But the fact of the matter is I will pay 3 to 5 times the amount I can to get out of this situation to save my name. Because this person was not wrongfully terminated. She was terminated for good cause. And I will fight that to the bitter end, and it more than likely will cost me $60,000. More than it would have cost me if I just gave her some money. I won't do it. It's business ethics. It's purpose. It's drive. It's a genuineness that I want you all to see and have, that I learned from Dr. Singer. That purpose, Dr. Singer has turned over his life to our profession as chiropractors. He has fought the AMA. He has fought the pharmaceutical companies. He has fought individually insurance companies, sued them. And you know what he gets out of that? Nothing. What he gets out of that is he continues to fulfill his purpose of forwarding the natural healthcare profession, alternative healthcare. I hate that word. I hate alternative healthcare. I hate that we're alternative. We should be primary. So this message goes out to all chiropractors, acupuncturists, naturopaths, anyone in the alternative healthcare field. I'll repeat, you accepted a mission when you decided to go into this profession to help rewire the culture, to understand more about health and wellness, much like a Chinese or Eastern culture, where drugs and surgery are not paramount and not the first option. I want you all to do this tonight. I started to tell you the story about my ex-partner and when he pulled out at the 11th hour, I was scared. I was about to take out a lot of loans. The bank was still willing to give me money. But I was scared. I'd always done this with a partner. I wasn't sure if this was the right decision to take out all these loans in this current climate to succeed. I knew the challenges that were in front of me. My own family, my parents were begging me not to do it. So I looked in the mirror, and this is what I suggest all of you do tonight, before you go to sleep. Look in the mirror. Just like I did at that time. And I questioned myself, should I do this? I looked in the mirror and I said, you know what, Raj, there's one person I know you can always count on. And by the way, at this time, my partner was leaving me. I was going through a wicked divorce. Wicked. And if I failed at Soul Focus, I was going to lose my kids, custody. So I looked in the mirror and I said, Raj, if there's one person that you can count on, it is you. Because I knew what my purpose was. And I knew it was a good one. So if you all have similar purposes to what I have, forge forward. Don't put the brakes on. Trust yourself. Move forward. Fight the fight. Accept the mission that you accepted many years ago. Rewire the public to understand this is your time. There's an opioid crisis. You got the ear of everybody. They know pills are killing people. More people than who we lost in the Vietnam War. Opioids killed last year. And if you don't fight this fight, then damn it, who will? So I ask you to be on purpose. I implore of you to boost your purpose, to think on a daily basis. Get out of the rat race. Get out of the micromanagement. Get out of the daily problems. Get out of your skin and look out and look at you and your practice from the outside in. And remember why you did it. Because if you can pull that out of you, if you can reattach yourself to it, having your purpose as primary, your practice will flourish. Your life will flourish. I promise. Take it from me, who's been on both ends of the spectrum. I do what I do only because I want to share with you guys. Now, going back to my patient who asks me, why am I out of the office so much? Why am I not treating patients? You help so many people. And I explained to her, I can help more people by expanding and growing. Why am I doing David Singer Enterprises? Because frankly, I don't need this. This takes up a lot of my time, a lot of my energy. I'm traveling, takes me away from my family. But I love it. And the reason why I love it is because I have a greater purpose now of helping individuals in my community. I have a greater purpose than helping people nationally through Soul Focus Wellness Centers. Now I can help doctors, acupuncturists, and naturopaths, and physical therapists, and alternative healthcare providers find their purpose, help them succeed, put in systems and procedures that make their offices more efficient so they can treat more patients. So how many people am I helping now? I do this only because I have purpose. So hopefully what I've said has pulled out your heartstrings, struck a chord with you, revitalized you, made you remember why you went to an alternative healthcare school. Tonight, look in the mirror. Make sure you're purposeful. Remember all those patients, those wins, those lives that you've changed for the better. And realize, Doc, you've done a good job. And continue to do a good job. So this is Dr. Raj signing off. I'm here for you always. I can be reached at drraj@soulfocus.com. It's DRRAJ @soulfocus, SOUL, focus.com. Or text me or call me. Thank gosh, I am so relieved that I am so busy on phone calls with Singer clients. It's because you're finally reaching out to me. It shows me that you trust me, and I don't take it for granted, and I'm honored. I'm here to help. Here's my cell phone number, 732-861-5799. 732-861-5799. So this is Dr. Raj reminding you to be on purpose, go out and change the world. Have a great day.